All right, so here it is, the PowerEgg X. And if you guys haven't seen my CES 2020 video when I was at the PowerVision booth, and I first saw the PowerEgg X in the air with a waterfall just splashing up all over it. And that's really what caught my eye. So of course I had to stop by the booth, talk to the, the product owners and developers there and see exactly what is this, like what product is this. And I've already known PowerVision in the past because they've had the Egg drone, as well as a couple other underwater drones. But, this one was kind of a showstopper at CES this year. So I definitely wanted to test it out and see what it's all about. So in this video, let's talk a little bit more about the PowerEgg X. And if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Aldrin Anastasio. I do a lot of drone tech tips, tutorials, and product reviews right here on this channel. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing and also hitting that bell to be notified when I post new videos. Now, PowerVision sent me the new PowerEgg X, as well as this right here, which is the waterproof accessory pack. This is what was really on display here at the show while it was up in the air. Of course, it has this waterproof housing, these floaties, as well as the props and some other things inside this box that allows it to be somewhat waterproof. Now, the one thing I had a question of was, yes, it's waterproof. I saw it, with the water and the rain kind of going on top of it. Is it submergible? No, it's not submergible because of the fact there's actually vents on the bottom of it, and we'll kind of go through that in a bit as we open it up. But it is something I did see at CES. That was the first thing that came to mind. Is this one of these submergible drones like I've seen in the past? There's that one, that orange one called Swell Pro, I believe. That's actually been out for a very long time, and that one can actually be submerged in the water, and it can take off and come through the water, come up to the top and take off. I haven't reviewed that one yet, but I did see it multiple times. They've actually been out for a very long time at all the trade shows, but haven't really seen too many of them in the market. And they mentioned a while back that they were going to send me one, but they never really did. So that's the only one I saw that was really submergible. This one is waterproof as far as the water that goes on top, but it is not submergible. So if you were to fly this and you were to fly down the ocean and a wave were to take it and flip it over, pretty much probably going to ruin the camera, ruin the drone. So just to get that out of the way, it has the basic stuff as far as an AI camera, a 3-axis gimbal, 4K at 60, which is kind of cool. AI recognition and tracking, voice dubbing, 30 minutes of flight time, and we know how flight time really goes, so I'd probably say 20 minutes if that. And then it can take about 10 mile/hour winds, and it is waterproof as long as you have this type of housing in it. So this video is going to be more of a quicker unboxing and setup video. If you want to see just footage and all that stuff, I will make a follow-up video of it once I test it out a little bit. This one I'm just going to see exactly what comes in this PowerEgg set, as well as how to hook it up to this waterproof drone housing here. Hey, at least it's a nice presentation. So you have the PowerEgg. Here has a bunch of information of all the stuff that's supposed to be in this box. Now here we have what's called the Explorer Kit, which is really just the egg, the camera, the drone accessories for you to use it as a drone and a camera. But if you wanted the waterproof housing, they sell that separately, or you can get it together, which is they're calling the Wizard Kit. So look for that. I'll make sure, of course, the links to all of these products are down below in the video description in case you're looking at getting, the waterproof setup or just the camera setup alone. All right, to quickly go through what's in here. Of course, we have the PowerEgg, which is right here. We have this little tab on it, so I'm assuming it's just to help you know how to pull this off and get to the battery and all that stuff in there. Of course, we have the manuals. We also have the remote control right here. Mobile device attachment here up top. Photo, video modes here, USB plug, power button down below, return to home button down below, as well as a micro USB to charge it. And we also have the arms, those two arms here, which are gonna be attaching to your drone egg right here. So you're able to use the egg by itself as like a handheld camcorder camera style. And then if you want to turn it into a drone, you're going to put these on there. You'll be able to attach those to the side of the PowerEgg X. We have the other one here. We also have the attachment, which is going to go on the side of the egg for you to hold it like an old school camcorder. We also have a bunch of USB C, micro USB, as well as a lightning cable. So more likely, of course, these will be the ones you're going to use to hook up to your mobile device. And then this is another attachment here that you're going to want to use if you want to use this thing as a standalone camera. You're going to hook this up to it, and maybe you could put this onto a tripod. So there is the camera right there. And then on the very top, we have the power button, which shows a little indicator, 4 little lights right there that show you how much power you have on there. Push buttons on both sides that are gonna pop this off. So there's another cover, and there's your access now to the battery at the very top. You have 2 sensors on the very front and also some sensors here on the very bottom. This battery is a 3800 milliamp battery. Now, as far as putting on the arms to convert this from a camera to a drone, you could really only put it in one way. There's a little notch here on this side part of the arm, and it'll only go in one way on the body of the egg. And once you do that, now it actually hooks up everything as far as the electronics goes to the arms. There you go. Now you convert this over to a drone from just being a little handheld camera, and I'll show you how the handheld portion works. If you want to use it as a regular handheld camera, there's the camera right there, and then you can put this little wrist holder on the side. Now, if you don't have one of these arms in there, you have a little gap. So this is a spacer for you to fill in that gap so you don't have your electronics exposed. It's kind of funny. I'll be honest, like, it's kind of funny. It's like an old school camcorder style, but the camera is really only super tiny, just right here. So it is kind of a multi-use type of system. What they market it as a personal camera, which it is right here if you're using it by itself. Then of course you can convert it into a drone, and then it also has, you know, some of the intelligent flight modes and intelligent features here as far as like some of the tracking goes. Pretty significantly larger than the Mavic Pro Platinum, as you can see here. If I put them side by side just like that, you can kind of see how big they are. Okay, so let's do the back first. Let's push that together there. And then this will go on the front just like so. We have the camera is sitting inside of there. Now this is just a plastic piece. It's not glass, which means it's not crystal clear. What looks kind of like a hazy piece of plastic, so of course it's going to affect how it looks quality wise when you have this on here, but you know, that's kind of the give and take for being waterproof. I would have thought that they might include some of those anti-fog type of pads to put in here, but from what I see, I don't have any. And to, of course, land on the water, you're gonna need these little floaties. So little Velcros on the side. You just have to undo the Velcro, pull that nice and tight, Velcro that down, and there you go. This is what it looked like at the show. It has the camera inside of the housing. This is the waterproof housing. And then of course we have these little foam floaties right here. So if you were to land or take off on the water, this would just sit there right on top of the water. All right, so now that we're all assembled, of course, the first thing you want to do before we do anything is charge up the batteries, charge up the remote control, a micro USB here at the very bottom. More likely that's going to charge up the remote. Then I'm going to download the app and go through all of the updates, if there is any, that's going to be needed to be done on the PowerEgg X before we get this thing up and running. To do the power on for both the remote control and for the drone itself, very similar. The press once and then press again, long hold, and then it'll turn on. Device is on, restart the app. Let's go swipe over to PowerEgg here. Still says disconnected, so let's wait for that to connect. Here we go, PowerEgg now device connected, device unconnected. Let's go to access device. Oh, there you go. All right, so just needed a little reboot. As you can see here, I just took a picture accidentally, but I now have image on my screen. So whenever you do like firmware stuff, you know, you just want to shut everything down, restart everything. I normally do that, or it normally will do it by itself. So this one didn't do it, so I manually shut it down, powered it back on, and now I do have my image on my screen, which is good. All I want to do right now is just start it up. Let's just power it on. Let's try it. Ooh, it's on. And power down. Power down. Okay. this video, I just wanted to see what the experience was like, taking it out of the box, putting it together. It is pretty clear on what you have to do. And of course, I'm gonna go through the manual before I take my first flight. But as far as setting it up goes, powering it on, getting it started, everything was pretty straightforward. The only thing I had to do, as you saw, was download the new firmware, install it, and also you have to create an account. Very similar to what DJI does. You have to create an account using either an email and a phone number before you can actually log in. So if you are powering this up for the very, very first time, you are going to need internet access, whether it be through your cellular device or a Wi-Fi, to not only do the firmware update because you want to download that, but at the same time you have to register your email address or phone numbers. Very similar to what we've seen on some of the previous drones. The only other drone I did not have to do that is with the Autel Evo. I did not have to register my drone as far as my email or phone number. This one I had to do that on the initial setup. And there it is, guys, just an unboxing and first assemble of the new PowerEgg X. Got everything up and running. It was pretty straightforward. I've pretty much doing it with you guys on camera. I just wanted to, in this video, get it up and running, get the firmware updated, just make sure I'm able to at least get this thing powered on, get the props spinning, and then I'm gonna go out into the field, of course, test out the waterproof stuff, see how good the camera quality is with it, and of course give you my full thoughts and review in a future video. As always, of course, if you guys got some value from this video, a big like would be much appreciated, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos. This is Ultra Anastasio with FlytPath.com. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.